Alright, so I'm out of town tomorrow, so I'm recording this Black Panther review a day early. But yeah, I did not like Black Panther that much because it's not good and it's quite bad. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. The big issue with this movie is the "what are those" joke. It ruins the whole movie. No, but it isn't, but it's still like, why'd you do that? But that comes with all Marvel cringy humor. They like to do crap like that, so I don't care that much. But I'm just saying, like, that was when it was at its worst. Oh my gosh, that was irritating in this movie. And as someone who didn't even understand the meme, I was still cringing. Like, I didn't even get, oh, that was a joke, until people were laughing, and I thought, what am I not getting? And I looked it up, and that's what it was. But this movie is directed by Ryan Coogler, who previously directed Creed, which is great. I love Creed. This movie is terrible, though, and it is actually quite poorly directed. The special effects in this movie are awful. These special effects are like from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which they stopped making those movies in 2007 when Spider-Man 3 came out. So, yeah, having effects on that same level is bad because it looks bad. And so, yeah, I just think it's ridiculous that they had effects this terrible in this movie. And for the budget these movies cost, having effects that bad are just unacceptable. I know people love this movie, and I'm sure people are going to tell me I'm a racist for not liking this movie because it stars black people. I think my main issue with this movie boils down to that there are better movies starring black cast, and this is the one that are getting the big attention. Moonlight. So many other great movies out there starring black cast. Heck, one that was really great I just saw recently was Judas and the Black Messiah. I know that's more has to deal with actual history and stuff, but still, there are great movies out there that have all black cast, and then the one that gets the big attention is the bland, boring Marvel movie, and not an actual well-made, well-crafted film. We see this get the big attention, and I know when Chadwick Boseman died, and I'm not trying to, disingenuine the tragedy that happened with his death. I think that was very sad. But I saw a lot of people posting saying, like, he was a legend. He was one of the greatest actors of our time. He wasn't. He was in Black Panther. And most people who you were to ask them what movies they know that he was in besides Black Panther, they could not tell you. And that is a shame because he is a fantastic actor. And he is terrible in this movie. He has, and a lot of it is what he's given in this movie, but he has nothing to offer in this movie, performance wise, because he's not given anything, and so he's really bad in this movie. His character went through all the development during Civil War, and so there's no development he goes through. The villain has more development, which he's a pretty good villain. Michael B. Jordan does a great job of playing him, and the score to this movie is okay. It's a lot better than most Marvel movies, but that's not saying much because most Marvel movies you can't even notice a score because they're so bland and bad. But I think it helps the scenes. I think the biggest issue with this movie is most Marvel movies. I'm like, okay, I didn't enjoy Iron Man 2, but at least the action was all right. I guess I can like enjoy those sequences. I can't enjoy those sequences in Black Panther because the action here is actually just straight up terrible. Like, it's really bad in this movie. I mean, horrible. I mean, just it's not well shot. It's awkwardly edited. You could tell Ryan Coogler was probably not used to directing action sequences, and so within this movie, it didn't work out. And Ryan Coogler obviously directed Creed, and some will say, well, boxing is kind of like action. No, it's not. And it was shot very differently than the action in this movie. So yeah, this movie's not horrible. I think it's just irritating. I hate the fact that they try to pretend the main character dies, ignoring the fact that when this movie came out, we had a trailer for Infinity War saying he was basically showing him in the trailer. No. I think my biggest issue with this movie was that that part of the movie was just it didn't offer anything. Like, we have a whole movie where the main character of the movie isn't being developed and has no character, and then he dies, quote unquote, and and so, like, he's half out of half of the movie for a little bit, and it's like I'm looking at that going, okay, but this is already a movie where our main character suffers from not having any development, and then you just take him out of the movie for no reason. No one's watched this movie and seriously thought he was dead. Okay? Every Marvel movie before this has had no consequences. Why would this one too? So yeah, I just think it was just a stupid idea, and it just, yeah, this movie's like fine, like most other Marvel movies, but it's a lot blander than most Marvel movies. And I think that's the biggest issue I have with this movie is just it's really really bland and just boring. The action isn't exciting. The characters are very weak and there isn't much to it besides the villain, which is not normal for most Marvel movies, but at the same time it's like it doesn't fix anything. It's just go watch any other Black Cast movie. Go watch any other Chadwick Boseman movie. 42 is a better movie than this. Go watch, I don't know, just anything other than Black Panther. Like, I wish people would stop flipping out about Black Panther. My issue isn't that people like it. My issue is that people are holding it up as if it's the only film starring a black cast. And if you want more films made with all black cast, great. But you should watch more movies with all black cast then, and not just one.